Hello, my friends. It is me, your friend, the only friend you've ever wanted. What? It's Drew Michael, and I'm in the car driving to see family and friends, other friends. I'm by the outlets at Birch Run. Oh, I heard there's a good dispensary here. Maybe I should go to it. What do we got? I really want to find a good cannabis dispensary because I really need to start smoking weed now that it's legal. And am I being really loud? I found out that my work does not drug test for cannabis. Isn't that exciting? Because it's a legal substance in the state of Michigan. Here I was thinking that workplaces still reserve the right to fire you for smoking something that's legal. I mean, I think that hospitals do. I'm not sure. How are you guys? It is Memorial Day weekend. I did not post on Thursday like I said I would. So you're getting the weekend episode. And, we go, puff, puff, pass. Oh, that's a sign that's don't get high and drive. Okay, I thought it was an ad. Because that'd be a really good ad for marijuana. Oh, there's an autism history museum. That's really cool. Ooh, antiques warehouse. Ooh. So, I just wanted to check in with you guys. This will be another shorty. And I don't really have a lot of time to edit it, so I hope I don't say anything stupid or make too many weird noises. I am obsessed with this Leaky Lee song called Utopia. I listened to it last night on my way to my date. I had a date, and it was with this cute guy. His name is Monty, and he's really fun and different, and I think I could have a lot of fun with him. He paints his nails, he has a mustache and a beard. I feel like it said somewhere on his scruff that he was bisexual, which I think is so hot. The last time that I really liked a guy, he kind of reminded me of him a little, and he had, what did he have? What the fuck? What was his name even? He was bisexual. That's the only commonality. No, there's more. Hold on. I love those little bumps they give you. Love when my highway's ribbed. There's some more. Hold on. Wait for it. Oh, wait, one more. Wait for it. It's a shorty. It's oh. This is the first, full weekend I've had in a while. I'm so happy. Also, it's a 3-day weekend, but I went into work yesterday for 2 hours, so I don't know. So, yeah, the guy that I was, the closest I've ever come to, actually dating someone, it was years and years ago. His name was John, I think, and he was cute. He reminds me of this guy a little bit, or this guy reminds me of him a little bit. And John was a little quiet, a little nerdy, really, really dorky and cute. This guy is not necessarily like that all that much. But John was definitely cis male, and or at least I think. And this guy is very gender fluid, I think. And I think we just have so much in common. I definitely want to be friends with him no matter what. If we don't end up wanting to be together, I would love to be friends with him. I think he and I had a lot of fun. It was a cute little date. We shared some arancini balls, and I drank like 4 drinks and didn't feel that drunk because the drinks were very, very light pours. I know the wine was like, you can have a 6-ounce pour, a 9-ounce pour for $17, or you can have a $40 bottle. I was like, I think I'll have the 9-ounce pour. And then I was like, can I have 7 more glasses of wine? Like, where was the wine? Anyway, the place was okay. I wasn't like loving it, but it was a fun date. So that happened. Oh, but on the way to the date, I was listening to this song Utopia by Leaky Lee, and I was like obsessed with it. It's in my head today. I can't get it out. I always love to like have a song that I can associate with like a time when something specific happens. Like if I ended up like being with this guy or something, I'd be like, this is our song, even though he's not even listening to it. But I'll just be like, no, this is our song. You have to hear it. You have to listen to it like a lot until you're like obsessed, and then it will be our song. Because I don't control situations at all. Great. Oh, a national wildlife refuge. That sounds nice. So I wanted to talk to you guys. It's funny. I obviously have issues with my body, and I've obviously not been as thin as I want to be for like most of my adult life. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I had my 39th birthday on May 15th, and at some point I thought, yeah, I probably need to start losing weight. I, get ready for summer now that it's almost June. I decided to step on my scale. Like, I brought a scale with me from South Carolina, and it was like one of the select few things I brought other than like most of my clothes. And I've never stepped on it once since getting here, and like, well, maybe like once, but I can't remember. So I stepped on my scale, and I was 3 pounds away from being 300 pounds, which is like, if you're 300 pounds and you're happy, I love that for you, honestly. But I was not expecting that. That was like my doctor, he used to fat shame me a little bit. That was like his prediction. He was like, you're looking at 300 pounds when I was at like 275 pounds. He's like, you really need to change some things. Your cholesterol's like a little high. Like, you really need to change some stuff. And I was just like, He's like, no more fast food. Don't take anything to your house if you don't like want to eat it, or if like you can't eat it, don't have it in your house. He just gave me all this like 1990s diet advice, I felt like. And also, he just, every time I come in, he'd be like, so you gained weight? And I'd be like, Dad, so abusive. So yeah, so he was right. I was almost 300 pounds. And obviously, like, a doctor is saying what he's saying, or they are saying about your weight, because they know that, heavier weights correlate with certain kinds of issues like heart disease and hypertension, all these things, I have noticed that I've been wheezing. Like, I'll just be walking around and I like feel like I hear a little wheezing sound in my throat, or I'll like be bending over to get something and I'll wheeze. It's so weird, you guys. First of all, I want to say, I remember when I turned the first time I ever went over 200 pounds. Because my whole childhood, I obviously wasn't over 200 pounds. And then, like, I was a dancer, so I was well down to, like, 165. And for a long time, I was, like, 180 when I used to eat more. And then I didn't eat for a long time because I was poor in college. Like, I literally was burning way more calories than I was eating, and was, like, wasting away. Loved the way I looked, loved the way my clothes fit, but was, like, deeply unhappy because I was so hungry all the time and felt so poor and was, like, scared for my well-being, but still managed to drink and smoke cigarettes. I mean, just very put together at 20 years old. So anyway, I remember joking with a friend of mine we were both dancers, and we, of course, like, it was a different time, and we were supposed to stay thin for dancing, and it was easy to do when you were dancing, but we would always joke with each other and say, like, you fucking bitch, like, if you get to 200 pounds before me, I'm gonna murder you. What? Like, and I'd be like, bitch, I just gained 5 pounds, I'm gonna get to 200, and she would slap her leg and be like, fuck you, I'll fucking kill you, I'm gonna be 200 first. And it was so dumb because, like, she was, like, super anorexic. I was not, but I had been before. And, like, neither of us wanted to be 200 pounds, but it was just, like, this running joke we had. So anyway, I never ever thought I would get up to almost 300 pounds. So I'm 5'10", you guys. I was 5'10", like, from some point in, like, high school. I got to my full height, didn't grow anymore. Been 5'10" the whole fucking time, right? I'm 39, so I've been 5'10" the whole time. When I was 165, I was 5'10". 180, 5'10". 240, 5'10". I'm now, well, today it's 293, because apparently I lost 5 pounds. I must have taken a big shit or something. 293, same height, 5'10". That is 160 pound difference or something. That is a huge difference. That's a whole other person. That's a person that weighs what I weighed at my lightest adult weight. I could shit out an anorexic dancer and be an anorexic dancer. I'm like 2 dancers put together right now. It's so crazy. And what's even crazier is that, like, I have this mental confusion, you know, this body dysmorphia, whatever, where I'm really fucking skinny and I think I'm fat. I'm never ever happy with where I am with my weight when I'm, like, tiny. Okay. And then I get to be almost 300 pounds and I'm not, like, the happiest I've ever been with my body. And there's certainly a lot of, like, me hiding myself from people, but I'm certainly not the most unhappy I've ever been with my body either. It's very strange, and I feel kind of unhealthy, but I have felt more unhealthy before. I do know that I'm getting winded now when I go upstairs. When I go for walks, I get a little breathy. I know the last 6 months I've not been able to exercise a lot, and before that I exercised, like, every day, and I wasn't happy with my weight at all then, but I was still, I don't know, I was still like 10 pounds lighter, or 15 maybe, and at different times if I was eating well, I could have been Like, I remember I did like a 6 to 9 month cleanse where I didn't eat anything that was like my natural doctor told me I was like sensitive to, and I got down to 240, but I was so frustrated because I was like, I want to lose more weight, but I've just kind of plateaued, and I don't really know how to do that. And honestly, like, I probably wasn't getting enough vegetables and fruits. I was getting maybe some, but not like enough. But she also had me like get rid of a lot of fruits and vegetables that she said I was like sensitive to, and I honestly, like, I don't know. I think you should try to like if I have a sensitivity to like gluten, I should definitely like eat less of it or try to remove it. But like if you have a sensitivity to like a bunch of fruits and vegetables, I think like you should try to like build up more of an immunity to them, because like I really think that eating too much of the things like gluten creates immune problems, creates this issue with like lots of different foods that are actually really healthy for you. I think if we eat less, because we eat way too much processed like gluten food. I'm hardly the person that should be like giving out diet advice, but like I do know a lot of stuff. But I just think that like we just eat too much. Like, you don't have to completely stop eating gluten, unless you're like gluten intolerant or, you know, have celiac disease or whatever. But like you should definitely eat less, because it could literally be at every meal. You could have bread with your breakfast. You could have croutons on your salad and another piece of bread. You could have a burger for dinner, and you've eaten bread at all 3 meals. Or you could have pasta at something, or something you eat is breaded, you know, like chicken. It's just like kind of a lot. So yeah, I think just I've been eating less of that, and I find that I have more curiosity about other foods. I'm being brave and trying things that I haven't had for a while. I have a lot of fears about food, so like I'd be like, oh, I can't eat those raspberries, they're gonna kill me, and then I'm just like, really, you've eaten raspberries and you've never like gone into anaphylaxis, like why are you so afraid of raspberries? And it's like one time I ate them and I felt like a little weird, and but it's like I could go outside and feel a little weird. Like, I have anxiety, so, and I mean everyone has anxiety, but I've had issues with anxiety levels being too high and not understanding and not knowing how to manage. So like honestly, like I have all these fears. If you leave your anxiety unchecked, you will start to feel your life shrink. You will start to feel like you have limited experiences that you can experience. You have limited foods you can eat. You have limited places you can go. I mean, that's exactly what happens to people who are afraid to leave their house, people who are, you know, have crazy fears about like things like birds. You know, I mean, that could also come from like a negative experience you had with birds when you were little. But all of these things, like if you explore them and really think about them and re-experience them in a positive way, you'll realize that like there's nothing to worry about. Ooh, what does that say? Does that say Stizzy? I think it's a cannabis dispensary, but I don't know what that word was. I thought it was like Stizzy or something. Okay. Anyway, so I'm actively doing a more ketogenic diet, eating protein, trying to get fruits and vegetables in me as much as possible. focusing on protein, fiber, and fruits and veggies for vitamins and minerals, phytonutrients. Getting those probiotics, prebiotics in there. That kind of shit. And just like really trying to like drop the excess bread. I can have pasta every once in a while, but like just have like a serving of pasta. That's what I'm planning to do. Ooh. Pincana Cannabis Superstore. Cannabis Superstore? Okay, I really have to be responsible and actually get an oil change. I think an oil change after I'm like a month late for my oil change. I'm like 5,000 miles over when I should have gotten an oil change. I think probably I should get an oil change instead of buying a vape pen. They might be similar prices, honestly. I don't know. I really love cannabis now that I live in a state where it's legal. And that's another thing. I've been like terrified of drugs, but I'm like getting to a place where I'm like, all right, drugs can be so healing. Like I don't have an issue with like abusing drugs. I don't even really have an issue with abusing alcohol anymore. I really just abuse food. I really do. And I've also been considering like finding ways to like reduce stress. Like I love being outside. I love hiking. It makes me so happy. I've been listening to music again, which I think I mentioned that in a previous episode. Like I used to not, like I got to a place where I had to be like talking to someone all the time, or like listening to somebody talk, like a podcast. And now I find myself like being a lot more like driving and wanting to listen to music and just like getting really into it. I think that there's a feeling of like not listening. There's a feeling of like listening to a podcast that makes me feel connected to other people. And I really like that about podcasts. But there's also this thing of like, you just spent the last hour listening to podcasts and you learned a bunch of stuff and you felt like you weren't alone or whatever. You didn't feel lonely, blah, blah, of course. That's great. But like, you really weren't with anybody else. You were really just with yourself that whole time and keeping yourself soothed and entertained. I think when I'm by myself and it's quiet, I feel scared because I haven't done that in such a long time. Although I'm by myself all the time, but it feels like I have to have these things to keep me like from realizing that I'm by myself. And by the way, there's a difference between being alone and being lonely, right? But like when you realize that you can be alone and feel totally fine and be like, like nobody needs to be alone all the time, right? That's actually not how humans work. We really need to make connections with other people in most cases. But we should be able to be alone. People that have a hard time being alone, I mean, you really got to look at yourself and be like, what is it about me that I don't like to be with? Take a long, hard look. You should be able to go for walks outside by yourself and like put your phone in your pocket so you're not like on it. Don't listen to music. Don't call anybody. Don't text anybody. You might every once in a while pull your phone out to take a picture because like you're gonna see shit that you're like, oh my god. And it's not bad to document things so later on you can remember, oh my god, remember I went for a walk in that park and I saw those owls. It was so cool. Yeah, it's really cool. Like right now I'm looking at the clouds and we have these clouds in Michigan and they're kind of like Midwest clouds. It's like you can see for hundreds of miles in the sky, because the land is pretty flat here, these just like puffy cotton ball clouds all across the sky. But it's like partially sunny, you see gorgeous blue sky, and then you see these big puffy clouds, and they almost look like they were painted. It looks fake, but it's so gorgeous. And I don't think that we get clouds like this. We don't get clouds like this by the ocean, because things just get sucked right out over the ocean, you know? They come in, it's either like full cloud coverage or nothing, so much of the time. Every once in a while you'll see clouds doing stuff, but like this thing where they spread themselves out and it just looks like puffy formations all over the sky for hundreds of miles. This is like, I think, what happens over flat land, and when there's like the wind isn't blowing very quickly, there's not a lot of like rapid movement. It's just like they're just chilling, they're just slowly trucking along. It's so gorgeous, and I remember this from my childhood. Like, there is something about being back where you're from. Like, just things feel natural. They feel safe. They feel normal. I know I wanted to leave this place so much when I was younger. And honestly, like, I don't know if I want to stay now, but it's so nice to be in the same state and be able to visit, and just see things that I knew. Like, I grew up around them. I just knew them, you know? It was just like, yeah, that's the store where you can buy gum. That's the church where we go every Sunday. That's the trail that we took to walk to school every day, you know? Like, yeah, I just know those things. Of course, a lot of things have changed, but yeah. How do I feel right now? I feel a little like overwhelmed. I feel like I want to shut the fuck up. But I also just wanted to say, like, what do I want to say? I was about to say, don't share your shit with anybody unless you have a podcast. No, like, I don't know. Be careful who you share your shit with. I literally have friends who their instinct is, if I say I am so fucking fat, their instinct is to say, no, don't say that about yourself. And it's like, no, that's literally true. It's not, it doesn't have to be bad or good. It is just true. And you should be able to look at something that is true and say, this is true. I don't like it, and no amount of my friends going, no, don't talk about yourself like that, is gonna make me feel like I like it. First of all, if someone says they're fat, and then you say, don't talk about my friend that way, they clearly think that what you're saying about yourself is a bad thing. It's like confirmation. That's what it is. I know that they think that they are defending you from yourself, and like they're trying to make you be less like self-deprecating and not as mean to yourself. But it's like, no, I just said I was fucking fat and I hate it, and then you basically confirmed that this thing that I hate is a bad thing. realize you did that, but that is kind of what you did. And so what you really need to do is be like, oh, I'm so sorry that, you're so unhappy with yourself. Like, you want to talk about it? Or like, you want to, what would you like from me? Like, do you want me to just listen? And like, you don't have to feel, I know some people are like, I don't want to sit here and listen to my friend talk shit about themselves. Like, that doesn't make me feel very good. But then also saying like, this, maybe we don't have to look at it like that. Maybe we can look at it like, this is my friend being really unhappy with something in their life, and being like, I want to change, or being like, I don't know what to do, being like, I need guidance, or I need help, or I need support. I mean, you have to, like, that's what good friendship is, I think, is like helping a person through an issue. You don't have to have all the answers, but you have to be willing to like support your friend and listen and say like, well, let's find a way to like get you, more of like what you need. Like, if you feel like you need to go to counseling, like, let's figure out how to get you into counseling. If you feel like you need to go to like an Overeaters Anonymous meeting, like, or if you just feel like you want me to, it's really hard if a person says, no, I just want you to slap the donuts out of my hand before they get to my mouth. That's a little bit much, like, that's like, oh, is that really what I need to be doing? Like, that's annoying for me, like, I'm all for being your supportive friend, but like, do I really need to be doing that? That seems like a job for me, and I feel like maybe you could just, why should I have to be aware of that and you don't have to be aware at all? Like, that's not really what a good friend needs to do. And plus, that gets borderline abusive. Like, and what does that even look like from the outside? It's just gonna cause problems. But I think, like, I don't know, just thinking what I need from my friends. I need support. If I say, hey, I'm doing keto, it's this thing where, like, do diets work? They do and they don't. I just think we need to think of them differently. I mean, everyone has a diet. Everyone has a way that they eat. And you can change the way you eat at any point. And it doesn't have to be like a diet. I don't think anything should be 100% rigid. Like I'm never going to eat pizza again. Like, the thought of never eating pizza again makes me so sad. I freaking love pizza. It's so good. So I don't have to think of it like that. I could be like, oh, I'm just not going to eat pizza as regularly, and then every once in a while I can eat pizza. And I love that kind of control. And I recognize that a big part of like anorexia and eating disorders is like people not eating and getting really good at not eating, and because they feel like they're in control over something in their own life. But I think it's not bad to feel like you're in control over something in your own life if you constantly just feel like your life is happening and you have no control over it. Like, I think we have to recognize that we don't have full control over everything in our lives, but we can have control over some things, and that can serve to make us feel like a little bit more put together, because I don't feel very put together a lot of the time. And I just feel like I kind of feel terrified lately, like I'm getting bigger and bigger and less healthy, and I don't have time to work out, and I keep trying to eat healthy, and I keep not being able to do it, and like I just feel like there's no time, I don't have bandwidth, like I'm stressed and I just don't know what to do, and it scares me because I don't want to have a heart attack, I don't want to have diabetes, I don't want things to get bad for me the way that they did, like for my dad, who had to have his leg amputated. Things happen bad for me like they have for like all of my ancestors that were overweight and had diabetes and had cancers and, you know, had to inject themselves with insulin daily. And I just want... Also, my dad's family, they don't tend to live super long. Like, I should have just stayed on the freeway. It would have taken me like right where I wanted to go. Oh well. I want to live a longer life than my ancestors have. I want to... Also, I don't want to be wheezing. I want to be able to fit into my clothes. Like, I have clothes that I bought when I wasn't skinny, and I now don't fit into those clothes. And, like, I want to be able to feel cute. I also want to be able to, like, sit in my car with my pants not having to be unbuttoned. Oh my god, I'm driving by a house that I basically grew up in. Oh, hey, what's up? I haven't seen you in fucking 20 years. Here I'm just talking about being fat and missing, like, driving through the town I grew up in. Yeah, so that's maybe an example of, like, shut the fuck up, listen, experience. If you get some anxiety when you're doing that, it's okay. Just breathe, take time. Give yourself a chance to ruminate. Anyway, I am going to lose weight. I haven't been eating bread. It's a small thing. I've been eating a little here and there, but I really like what it's been doing for me, and I'm not withholding it completely. I'm not saying I'll never eat these things again. I don't have this all or nothing mentality at all, and I think that it's going to make my success rate so much more probable. Also very surprised that I know exactly where I'm going for some reason. It's as if I lived here my whole life growing up. I'm just like, I know where I'm going. I'm driving to one friend's house, and I know where he lives because it's across the street from the dance studio I danced at when I was in, like, middle school. And I know exactly how to get there because my mom drove me there, like, hundreds and hundreds of times. And I know where my niece lives because it's by basically a section of town that everyone knows. I've been there. It's actually right behind the post office, the main post office. There's probably more than one in this town because it's kind of a big city, or it's a big town. It's a small city, big town. Small city, big town. I think I'm going the right way. I'm really cocky today about knowing things, but I'm probably going to get lost in all actuality. So anyway, thanks guys for listening. I hope you're doing well. Oh look, an evangelical church. Barf. I hope you're enjoying the weather this Memorial Day weekend. Trying to figure out what Memorial Day is about. I think it has something to do with, like, I don't know, Labor Day is about workers, Veterans Day is about veterans. What is Memorial Day about? I know it's like the beginning of summer, but it's like the day you're allowed to start wearing white. I don't really know what it is. I'm going to Google it, but I won't do that before we finish recording. So yeah, Please rate, review, subscribe. 5 stars, 5 stars. Please email us at makesexwithme podcast@gmail.com. And I hope you guys are filling your holes with fat shit. I hope your holes are fat and filled with fat things. I hope you're allowed to be fat sometimes, but like understand that you have full decision-making abilities as to how fat you become. It's up to you. Just be the level of fat you're comfortable with. I think I need to turn here. Oh God, I'm lost. Bye! Da